This weekend marks the final round of the 2024 season of the World Endurance Championship, and before that happens, there is a lot to break down. For this event, the series will return to the Middle East, with an intense championship fight on the line in Hypercar, and I'll talk all about it and much more in this video. So this is the final race preview of the season, detailing all the information that you need to know regarding the 2024 Bapco Energies 8 Hours of Bahrain. The WEC will return to Bahrain for round 8 of the season, and we are coming back from the exciting Japanese endurance race held at the Fuji Speedway. And if you want a recap of what happened, I'll put a link in the description to my race review of the 6 Hours of Fuji. For this Middle Eastern event though, this will be the third longest race in the WEC this year, with both the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the Qatar 1812 km placed as longer events, and Bahrain is one of 3 venues this year that sees cars race into the nighttime hours. As for the entry list, for this race both classes of Hypercar and GT3 will be appearing, with 18 cars in Hypercar and 18 in GT3, which combines to create a 36 car field for this 8-hour endurance race. Compared to the 2023 event, despite the GT category and LMP2 category not present, the only major change is the fact that the Van der Waals 680 is not on the grid this year, and that is because the entry was rejected from the 2024 entry list. In terms of driver changes though, there are some big additions for Bahrain, which includes Sebastian Bourdais piloting the number 2 Cadillac for Chip Ganassi Racing alongside Earl Bamber and Alex Lynn. Bourdais is coming back from an astonishing victory in IMSA's finale at Petit Le Mans with Chip Ganassi, and that was believed to be his last race with the team, because before the Dutchman's Acura GTP announcement with Meyershank Racing, Renger van de Zande was believed to be making a return to the WEC to fill that final seat. There's another change across the Hypercar field, as over at Alpine, Jules Gounon is back in the number 35 car, with Charles Malesi switching to the number 36 crew following Nico Lapierre's retirement. Elsewhere, in GT3, factory Lamborghini GTP driver Matteo Cairoli will race in the number 60 Iron Lynx Lamborghini GT car in place of Frank Pereira, with Giorgio Roda confirmed to return with Proton competition in the number 88 Ford Mustang for this round, making his return to the series for the first time since the legendary 24 Hours of Le Mans. I also want to mention that because this is the last race of the season, this will mark a few farewells for drivers and teams. After 2024, Chip Ganassi and Cadillac will be parting ways after a 4-year-long journey, meaning that this race will be the last with the number 2 V-Series R. Hertz team Jota will also be heading into their final race as a customer Porsche 963 squad, as in 2025 the British team will be replacing Chip Ganassi Racing as the factory Cadillac squad in the WEC. There's also quite a few drivers making some changes for 2025, and one racer that I want to mention in particular is Andre Lauderer, the German racer who has won the 24 Hours of Le Mans 3 times overall, will be leaving Porsche Penske following the 2024 season, and he'll be hoping for a nice send-off as he and his teammates Kevin Estre and Lawrence Vanthoor battle for the title in the WEC. Now, the 2024 race marks the 12th year that the WEC has come to Bahrain, with the inaugural endurance race held in 2012 when the championship was established, and that race was won overall by Audi Sport Team Jost, and Andre Lauderer, Marcel Fassler, and Benoit Trullier in the number 1 Audi. Since then, the WEC has come to Bahrain every year except in 2018, with a double-header even taking place in 2021. Since the first venue, Toyota has pretty much dominated the top of the podium at Sakir, as the Japanese marque has won here 9 times so far. In fact, Toyota Gazoo Racing won in Bahrain last time out in 2023, as the number 8 Toyota GR010, driven by Sebastian Buemi, Brendan Hartley, and Ryo Hirakawa, took the win, and truly dominated across the entire field from start to finish. The LMP2 class was won by Team WRT's number 41 Oracle 7, with the GT category won by the Iron Dames, which so far has been their only victory in the WEC to date. For the track itself, the Bahrain International Circuit is located in Sakir, Bahrain, and it was opened on March 17th of 2004. The circuit is FIA Grade 1 and has 15 turns that make up the 3.3 mile track, or 5.4 kilometers. Outside of the World Endurance Championship, the circuit is most famous for hosting the Bahrain Grand Prix within the Formula 1 World Championship, and in recent years has hosted the opening round of the season. Moving on to the balance of performance, or BOP adjustments for the 8 Hours of Bahrain. And for the hypercar class on the power side, the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar will actually be the most powerful car on the grid, with the Toyota GR010 listed as the least powerful. As for the weight adjustments, the Lamborghini SC63 remains the lightest car, with the Toyota GR010 the heaviest. Some noticeable adjustments to the BOP include a huge break for Peugeot and their 9X8 hypercar, as the French manufacturer now have the best car when it comes to BOP. Ferrari and Toyota have also been given some breaks on the BOP. The Italian 499P has received 13 more horsepower, while Toyota's GR010 has received 8 more horsepower. It's also worth mentioning that the 963 is heavier compared to Fuji, as the Porsche has been given 15 more pounds. As for LMGT3, there aren't many changes on the BOP side. The Ford Mustang GT3 remains the lightest car, while the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo 2 remains the lightest. Although there is one noticeable adjustment, and that is to the Aston Martin Vantage GT3, which has gained around 22 pounds compared to the previous event, which makes it the second heaviest car on the grid. Now, one major factor heading into this race is the championship standings, as the hypercar drivers and manufacturers titles will be decided here in Bahrain. I actually have a full separate video, which I'll link in the description and in the top right corner, that details all the information that you need to know about the championship titles that will be decided. But as for the championship standings heading out of the 6 Hours of Fuji, in the hypercar class, the number 6 Porsche Penske continues to lead after its win last time out, with 150 points to its name. The number 50 Ferrari AF Corsa entry sits in second with a 35-point gap. The number 7 Toyota Gazoo Racing entry is still technically within the championship fight, and with a 37-point gap to the number 6 Porsche. The number 5 Porsche Penske sits fourth, with the number 12 Hertz Team Jota Porsche rounding off the top 5. In 6th is the number 8 car, the sister Toyota Gazoo Racing entry, followed by the number 51 Ferrari, the number 83 Ferrari, which is the customer AF Corsa car, the number 2 Cadillac, and finally the number 35 Signatech Alpine A424. As for LMGT3, the championship has already been clinched by Manthey Pure Racing, with the number 92 Porsche leading the standings throughout the entire season. The number 91 Manthey EMA Porsche still sits in second, followed by the 31 BMW M-Team WRT entry, the number 27 Heart of Racing Aston Martin, and the sister Team WRT BMW in 5th. The first of the 296 GT3s from Vista AF Corsa is in 6th, followed by the 85 Iron Dames Lamborghini, the 777 D-Station Aston Martin, the second of the Ferrari 296 GT3s, and finally the 59 United Autosports McLaren rounds off the top 10. Now, while this event sounds pretty intriguing, you might be wondering when it takes place and how you're supposed to watch it. Well, just like other events, Bahrain's 8-hour race will be set up by qualifying, which is separated into 4 sessions, 2 for LMGT3 and 2 for Hypercar, with the final sessions for each class seeing the top 10 cars advance to fight for pole position. The qualifying and Hyperpole sessions will take place on Friday, November 1st, starting at 4 p.m. and going until 5 p.m. local time. By the way, the track is located within the Arabian Standard Time Zone. The race itself will take place the following day on Saturday, November 2nd, with the event starting at 2 o'clock p.m. and going 8 hours until 10 o'clock p.m. local time. As for watching this race live, the best option is going to be through the FIA WEC.TV app. But for those in the United States of America, you won't be able to watch it on this because it's geo-blocked. The way to watch it is through the HBO Max streaming service. As for folks living in the event's location of Bahrain, you'll be able to watch it on the SSC network. So that concludes all the details that you need to know ahead of the 2024 Bapco Energies 8 Hours of Bahrain. Are you excited for this final race of the World Endurance Championship? And which manufacturer do you think will win overall in Bahrain? Well, as always, let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. If you like sports car endurance racing, this might be the channel for you. I'm making content on the WEC, IMSA, and so on every single week. In fact, there are some videos out on your screen all about these topics. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.